Well, good morning, my friend. Welcome to the Pastor's Podcast Wednesday morning. And I hope that you're having a good week. We're at the middle of the week and the work week, and I hope that you're having a good week on the job. And of course, Christian, work hard. Be the hardest worker on your job. Be the most productive. Have the best attitude, and it'll go a long ways on the job. I promise you that. I'd encourage you to do so. Hey, we got a sale going on the Old Paths bookstore on my book, Why? 25% discount. And I think the discount is Why Sell. Go to Old Paths bookstore, go to the book, Why? It's scriptural reasons why we believe what we believe. You'll enjoy that book. Be a great help to you. I'd encourage anybody to get that. I'll put it on my Facebook account again. And you'll enjoy that book. I'd encourage you this week alone, 25% off. I'd encourage you to get that if you can. Well, today, I want to talk about when it comes to pass. In 2 Kings chapter 19, verse 1, it says, "And it came to pass, when Hezekiah heard it, that he rent his clothes and covered himself with sackcloth and went into the house of the Lord." Hezekiah was a good king who had a heart for God. You would think that his reign would be a time of ease, but we find that even the spiritual Hezekiah came across hard times. Now, the verse I read to you says, "And it came to pass." The "it" that came to pass was the king of Assyria coming to invade Judah to take the people back to Assyria. Now, Hezekiah's response to the demand of this king was that nobody should respond to the messengers of the king. He took several actions that resulted in God turning what seemed to be certain defeat into a great victory. Now, everybody is going to have their "it" that happens. When the "it" happens, what you do after it occurs will determine what the "it" does to your life. You see, you can either let the "it" destroy you, or you can take the same actions that Hezekiah took and turn certain defeat into great victory. Now, I want to share these actions that Hezekiah took that you've got a copy if you want to turn victory into certain defeat into certain victory. First, do not react to the "it" that happens in your life. Many people, they're reactive instead of acting by principle when the "it" happens in their lives. Now, their reaction adds to the calamity of whatever the "it" is. Reactionary people make bad decisions. They respond on feelings, and they add to their problems. And if I can even put it this way, they overblow how bad it really is. Now, all this could be responded if they would act by principle. You see, you cannot react to the initial wave of the "it" that happens. Second, realize it is not the end of the world. Hezekiah rent his clothes when his "it" happened. Renting his clothes was not a surrender to defeat, but it was a beginning step towards a great victory that God would do something through his "it" that only God could do. Now, you have to always remember that when problems arise, that they are not the end of the world. God has everything under control. Now, you got to trust God that he will help you even when defeat seems to be certain. Third, search for sin in your life when the "it" happens. Hezekiah covered himself with sackcloth, which is an act of humiliating yourself, seeking God's forgiveness for sin. Now, when the "it" happens in your life, be sure to ask God if any sin caused the "it" to happen. God often uses trials to purify us, to show us ourselves, to show us our weaknesses, to reveal our cracks in our character so we can be better tools in his service. Now, don't let sin stay in your life, and don't let the character flaws stay there, but deal with it and fix it so that the "it" can turn to certain defeat into a great victory. Fourth, go to the house of God when the "it" happens. The first place Hezekiah went after the "it" happened was the house of God. Now, you're going to find that God answers many life's problems by going to church. The sermon that your pastor preaches will often be the truth that you need. I can tell you time after time after time. People say, "Preacher, I need to talk to you." Then after the service, they just text me and say, "Don't worry about it. I got the answer in your sermon." Now, there's a lot of vital truths that will guide you through life before it even happens that you can glean on so that when it does happen, you know what to do. Now, be faithful to church. Every sermon preached that you hear is for you somewhere in your life. So for you not to miss a church service, you're missing the very vital truth you need in order for God to help you through that comes inside of your life. Fifth, pray when the it happens. Hezekiah asked Isaiah to pray when it came to pass. Nothing resolves life's problems like prayer. Every problem in life can be resolved in the prayer closet. Now, the reason that it continues in your life is because you continue to avoid the prayer closet, casting all your care upon him. Let your request, plural, request, be made known unto God. It's not easier to post. Okay, listen, it's certainly easier to post your problems on social media, but that's never going to resolve your problems. Your problems are resolved in the prayer closet. Now, my friend, I don't know what that's going to happen inside your life. Everybody has it. Some, it's family problems. Some, it's financial tragedy. Some, it's health issues. Some, it's a death in the family. Others, it's just different things. Everybody has their that's going to happen. Now, when it does happen, it doesn't have to be the end. It doesn't have to be defeat. It's an opportunity for God to do something. Don't be reactionary and don't overblow. Don't go off the rails and say, oh, my life's an end, and don't skip church and go into hiding. You keep going to church. You keep doing right. You pray, you search for sin. You ask God, what are you trying to do in my life? And you can find that you can make it through whatever your it is. Now, let me ask you a question. Get a piece of paper right now, would you? Now, find that paper. Now, I want you to write this down. What's your it? Write it down. What is it? Now, whatever that it is, I want you to take what you've just learned right now, and I want you to apply it to your life today. Understanding it's not the end of the world. Others have faced your problem. And this is not the first time that somebody's faced your problem. So you can make it just like they can. Just don't give up. Don't react. Don't close down. Don't run. Don't miss church. And ask God, say, God, use this thing to make me that vessel and use it to be a tool to help others inside of life. And you'll find your it, whatever it is, can be something God can use in a great, great way in your life. Well, I hope this is a great help to you today. Now, let's remember today, be good to everyone. Everyone's having a tough time. Have a great day, my friend.